Our next guest is Virginia Patterson. Virginia moved to Boulder in 1942 from North Carolina and Wisconsin with her twin sister when they both enrolled at the University of Colorado. With the exception of 1 year in New York City when she won the Mademoiselle College contest, Virginia has been in Boulder ever since. Virginia, I remember you telling me a heartwarming story about the barber shop at the Hotel Boulderado. Will you please tell us a little about that?
Well, it was a heartwarming story for a mama. Our family lived up at the top of Mapleton Hill, and Broadway separated our house on Mapleton and the Boulderado side of town. And I was trying to teach our little boys to be responsible and self-reliant. So we walked downtown from our house on top of the hill, carefully across Broadway to the Boulderado and to the barber shop. And you could tell it was a barber shop because there was a pole that went round and round and round, and it was a big deal. So I escorted the boys into the barber shop, and then, encouraging their independence, said, "I'll be back and we'll go home after you've had your haircut." So the barber shop had been prepared for the advent of 3 boys, kind of in size, patrons of D. Demon's husband's Mapleton school.
Wow.
And I went over to Tripp's Market for about 20 minutes and then came back and stayed outside until, peeking through the window, I could see that the boys had all been shorn. And it was a big deal for them because prior to that, they'd had buzz haircuts from their mother, this way,
Yes.
So they were thrilled about having a haircut. And as they walked out and joined me, they said, Mama, guess what? The nice man in the other chair in the barber shop told us that we had the nicest daddy in town." Well, of course, I agreed with that. And instead of going straight home, we went over to Potter's and had an ice cream cone and then headed back up the hill. But my memories of the Boulderado aren't only with the place, but with the people. And I, being an advocate for downtown, have to credit Frank Day for his positive attitude about keeping downtown vital in the early 80s when we were struggling with our organization and when there was no backup organization to supply money for advertising. And I remember going door to door with my hand out to get enough money to pay Santa to stroll the street. But so many points of view converged, and everybody had different ideas, and the mode kind of became saying, no, we can't do that, until Frank entered the discussion. And he always had a way to say, there's something to that. Let's try it. And he'd find something positive that we could agree to and put into effect. And I'm glad to say that I think his spirit lives on in keeping our downtown vibrant.
Thank you so much.
Tracy asked me one time what my most poignant memory of the hotel was. And I told her it was very personal. In the course of my husband's career, and he was Episcopal chaplain to CU, he had married more than 1,000 young people. And on this particular day in September of 1983, he celebrated the last wedding that he was privileged to conduct on the balcony of the Boulderado. So anytime I walk into the lobby, I have a lump in my throat. but a smile in my eyes because it's such a great, great memory.